Hey class, this is the lecture video for Chapter 9 of the textbook. In Chapter 9, we discuss how to use master pages and object styles to format the objects and the pages. The ways of creating object styles are quite similar, well, actually are exactly the same as how you create the paragraph styles and the character styles. Only the object styles only apply to the objects, such as text frames, lines, rectangles, ellipses, stars, photos, particularly photo frames. So those are considered as objects. Well, now let's take a look at how we can create some object styles. So we're going to create a new document. We're just going to use the default. We have one page. Let's create a rectangle. And we can create a text frame here. Okay, this is a text frame. And let's create a star. Again, you remember, if you want to create a star, you need to have some star insides. If there's no insides, then it's simply a polygon. So we're going to create a star here. And of course, we have four objects here. We can also let's import two photos. Order. One more. Yeah, okay, this way we keep both, make it smaller. Press Shift Option Command E so that the photo will fit the frame. Shift Option Command E again, will fit the frame, okay. Now let's first of all give a style to this star. Let's say we're going to give this star a stroke 5. Give it a color, say red, and then give it a fill of blue. So it's a beautiful blue star. And then while it's selected, let's find the object style. Now we only have the basic graph style and a basic text frame. We can select it and create a new object style called star. Just call it star. So now we have a star style. And the star style is actually created from here. So if we select the circle and use the star style, see, it will be automatically applied to that circle. And also you can create a style by just from scratch, create a new style. So let's call it a photo frame. Say we're going to give it a straw fill photo frame. Do we need to give it a yeah, we can give it a fill and give it a green fill and stroke. Stroke. Let's hold on. Well, since we selected this one, actually the new style is not really from the new style. So we need to make sure nothing is selected, or maybe probably here, and then we create a new style. This one is really a new style. So when you look at the fill, nothing is filled. No color is selected. So let's call it photo frame. And fill, like I said, we want to give it a green stroke. We want to give it, let's say, this one, blue color. And then stroke. For the corner, we can choose a fancy corner. Effects, let's give it a drop shadow. And preview, we can't really preview because nothing is selected. So let's say OK. We have a photo frame here. And then we select this photo, choose photo frame. That will be the see the effects is applied here. Somehow the drop shadow is not shown, and so let's open it, continue to work on it, see why the drop shadow is okay. Drop shadow is on, and you see the drop shadow here. And if you select this one, apply the photo frame again, you see the same object style. And this is a text frame. Let's put some filler text here. So that you can see this is a text frame. And we can also apply this photo frame style to it, or star style, whatever you want. Maybe photo style is better. And this one we can apply a photo frame style also. And if we apply the photo frame style, it will look like that. You can also apply the star style. So for the object style, you can also create some override and redefine it, or do something like that. It's just the same as the paragraph style and the character style. And that's the first thing we want to cover in chapter 9. The second thing we want to cover is that, let's say we create those stuff and we want to use those stuff frequently in our newsletter. So we want to find a place and put those little items in these places that is easy to find. So later on, when we create the second issue, the third issue, or the fourth issue of the newsletter, we just find the place and drag this thing out. Of course, one way you can do is that you can export those stuff as snips. The other way you can do is that you can create a library and put those things in the library. Anytime you want them, you just check them out from the library. When you check those stuff out from the library, you can use them on your current newsletter, but the original stuff is still in the library. Next time, you can still check them out. So how to create a library? Let's get a file, say new, And you can create a new document, a new book, a new folio, and you can also create new folio means a new spread, a facing page. And you can also create a new library. So let's create a new library. Say we save it as library. We want to save it as on the desktop. You better remember where you save it. And you can put the library here. So let's put the library here. Open the library. And let's say we want to put those stuff in the library. So you put it in the library. Put this thing in the library. Didn't see it. Here it is actually. And then open the library. Drag this thing in the library. Well, somehow that thing doesn't work. Drag this thing to the library. Okay, we can drag this thing to the photo. And even the text frame. We can even drag the text frame to there. Let's just something we somehow we changed this thing into a anchored object. And that's why we can't put it into the library. So we're going to figure out that later on. But other than that, you can pretty much put everything in the library. Once you put it in the library, double click it. You can give it a name. Right now it also has a name called Autumn Nature. Too long, so we just keep one name. If you want, you can give it a description. We don't need it here right now. This one, let's call it a road. And this one, let's call it a circle. A rectangle. Text frame. Let's just call it a text. So you have everything here in the library. Let's say we want to have we just have one page right now. Let's create another page. Clearly the facing page is checked on, so that's why when we create a new page, it's here. If you create another page, it will be here. If the facing page is not on, then it will be just straight down. So let's go to the second page, drag this stuff, and you will see that you can check them out and simply put them onto the page that you are working on. The thing is that when you check them out, those stuff, they're still in the library. So let's say if you have a fourth page that you want to put those stuff into the fourth page, you can still drag them to those pages. That's the function of the library, and you can create one and save it somewhere, then put stuff into it, and then check the stuff out anytime you want. The thing is that you needed to remember where you saved your library. The last thing in chapter 9 is about master page. Master page, you can think of master page in this way. You use paragraph style to format the paragraphs in an easy way. You use character styles to format the character. Select them and format them in an easy way. You use object styles to format the objects, which again are text frames, photos, and the lines and the rectangles, stars that you created in InDesign. Those are called objects. You can format those things with object styles in an easy way. Master page is an easy way for you to format all the pages. Sometimes you want certain part of the page look exactly in the same way. For example, you want them to have the same header, footer, the same page, let's say the strokes on the page or something like that, then you can use master pages or even the same layout. For instance, if you go to the artwork and resources, you will see an example that has been created with master pages. Let's go to the artwork and resources. There's a resume template. So if we open that one, and you will see that actually it has 3 pages. The first page is your cover letter, and then the second page the first page actually is your resume, and then the second page is your cover letter. The third page is your reference list. The lower part of those 3 pages are different, but the upper part of the 3 pages are exactly the same. What's more, when you change something in the first part, there's a way that you can make it automatically updated to all the other 2 pages. So this is how you can do with master page. And this template is very useful. You may want to save it for your later use. So let's see how we can understand the master page and how we can use it to help us when we create newsletters, books, magazines, and newspapers, or even. In order to understand the master page, let's first open the page panel. Again, if you do not see it, you just go to Window and find it. In the page panel, we have 2 areas. This is what we call the master page area. And then this is the local page, local page area. This is called the master page area, is also called the global page area. The local page area is also the individual page area. Put it this way, anything you put on the master page will be shown to every page that has been applied with this master page style. But something you put on the local page, it will be only on that page. For instance, now you can see that I'm working on page 4. And let's see if we add something on page 4. Let's add a square. And now you will notice that the photo frame style is automatically used. That is because somehow when we have nothing selected and we select the photo frame object style, so that makes that photo frame object style a default object style, which means later on when you create any object, that photo frame object style will be automatically applied. In order to change that, we need to make sure we click None, and then no matter what you create, hold on. We need to make sure we unselect everything, and then click None and say OK. And now if we create some new object, and see the None style is used. So make sure you understand that. That's the same, actually the same for paragraph style and a character style. If when nothing is selected, and then you accidentally select a paragraph style, character style, or object style, that style will become default style. And later on, when you create something new, it will automatically be applied with that style. So be cautious about that. So let's say we create something like this on page 4. you will only see it on page 4. Now if you go up to other pages, page 2 and 3 and page 1, nothing is over there. However, look at A. There's A master. If A here, that means all of those 4 pages use the A masters. So let's say if we go to A masters and we pull something from the library and put it onto the A masters. Okay, we put it here. Now let's go back to the local page. Page 1, you do not see it, because on the A master page we put it on the this is the left page of the master page. Notice the master page is actually a facing page, or what we call a spread page. So we put this circle on the, let's do this. We put the circle on the left page of the master page. Let's put the square on the right page of the master page. And then let's go back to the local pages. And this is the first page. You see this square. And this is the original square on page 1. This is the square that on the, this is the page square on the master page. The difference is that you can see the square we put on the local page, we can select it. This square which we put on the master page, it's shown on the local page, but we can't select it and add it here because it's called a master atom. A master atom, you put it on the master page, you can only work on it on the master page normally. So you see this on page 2, and we can select this one. Here is this circle, okay, it's here behind this photo, and we put this circle onto the left page of the master page, so it's shown here. But again, you simply can't select it and edit it because again it's a master atom. Page 3, you see the square here. You can select it. You can select the circle because you put it on the local page, but you can't select the square because we put this square through the master page, so it's a master atom. Page 4, you see this circle, we can select it because it's a master atom. So master page is a place that you can put something, make it a master atom, that it will automatically show to every page that has been used with this master page. And if we create a new page here, this is the new local page, page 5, you will see that the master atom is again here because this page also uses master page B. So that's the function of master pages. Now remember that when we talk about the paragraph styles, we said that there are 6 ways that you can create a paragraph style. There are 6 ways you can create a character style. There's pretty much also 6 ways that you can create an object style. You can create a style from a sample. You can create a style from a scratch. You can create a style based on another style. You can create a style by duplicating another style. You can load a new style. You can import a document and bring in a style. With master page, it's pretty much the same thing. You can create a new style. Let's say we have nothing selected, and then we can create a new master page. Let's call it master page. Let's just call it master page B. Number of pages, let's say we just want to have 1. Based, you can choose based on A or based on none. If you choose based on A, again that means any change you made to master page A will be automatically updated to master page B. So we're going to choose none now. Size, let's say letter size. We just save other things as default. This is master page B. Make sure master page B is selected. Let's add something to master page B. Let's say we're going to put this photo to master page B. Make it smaller, quite small. Content fade there and put it into the corner. And while master page B is selected, now if you create new page, let's create a new master page C. We do not create that, want to do that. So we select this one and then create a new page. Again, master page A is selected, but you can drag master page B and apply master page B to this page. So now see this page, page 6, it's been used as master page B, and we can drag it again, and page C7 also use master page B. If you drag a page over here, and then you will insert a page that applies master page B. I guess we applied it here. So we created a new master page. You can also duplicate a master page. Let's say we're going to duplicate master page B. And then we will create a master page C. If you master page C currently is same as master page B because it's duplicated from master page B. But you double click it, it's not responding, so we want to go to master options for master page C. Let's choose master page C as based on master page A, and page numbers, let's choose 2. And so that means any change we made to master page A is supposed to be shown on master page C. So now you can see that master page, this is master page C, this is master page A. Master page C is exactly the same as master page A, just in addition to master page A, add a graph like this into master page C. As we said, any change we made into master page A will be automatically applied to master page C. So let's say if we're going to drag this thing to this corner, add a master atom to master page A. And now if you see master page C, and that atom is also inserted to master page C. Those local pages, page 1, page 2, page 3, you will see this thing is automatically inserted because you can't see it here because the circle is blocked it. Because again, this is the master atom. Once you add a master atom to the master page, it will be automatically shown on the local pages. Now we have 3 master pages. We have master page A, master page C is based on master page A, and master page B. Well, let's change master page C, give it a new name, call it AA. So we know that it's based on master page A. So we have master page A, master page AA based on A, and master page B. Now we have those pages. You can see when you put your cursor here, it shows A. That means master page A has been applied. Those pages show a B. That means master page B has been applied. And we can drag master page AA here and insert a page that applies master page AA. B should be based on 9 rather than AA, okay? This is right. Drag another one. So you can drag them and insert the page. So you can also by insert the page by clicking here. You can insert the page by going to pages, add a page, insert a page, and then apply the master pages to them. So those are the basic function of master pages. Notice that so far we have mentioned the master items, and this is the master items. Those are all the master items. You can't select them from the local pages. Now see, local pages are selected. You can only, those master items, you can only select them when you select the master page. And you can select those master items on the master page and then work on it. Now we are selecting the AA master page. We can select this master item, but not those 3, because those 3 master items are not added from the AA master. We add them from this A master. So you need to, if you want to work on those items, you have to go back to the A master. And this thing is added through the B masters. So for those master items, if you wanted to work on them, you need to go back to the master page where you add those master items. Well, if you say, I wanted to have those master items in most of the pages, and this is the master item, again you can select it. However, on certain page, I do not want to have the master item. For example, you add one thing to every page, but on the cover page, you do not want to have this master item. So you want to take this master item out on the cover page. How do you do it? You need to override the master item in that case. In order to override master item, you need to click Shift command and then click it. So press Shift command and then press Shift command and click the master item. That way you can select it and add it. Let's say delete it. We don't want master item on the cover page. And you do not influence any of the master items on the other page. So even though we override and select and delete the master item on the first page, if you go to the 3rd page or the 5th page, you still see the master item over there. And if you have several master items on one page, let's say on this page we have 1, 2, 3. All of the 3 are master items. You can override them one by one. Just do what we have done just now. Like you press Shift command, click, Shift command, click, Shift command, click, and you override all of them. Or the other way to do it is that you simply select this page. We're on page 10 and 11 right now, and you go to the menu and choose override or masked page items, and that way everything is overridden. Notice that when you override a master page, let's go back to page, choose another page, say page 14 and 15. Let's override all the master item on this page. We override everything on this page, and move the positions. Maybe enlarge it. Make the photo fit the frame. Enlarge this one also. Make the photo fit the frame. Move the position of this one. So we override all the master items on this spread. Well, even though we override the master items, the relationship between the master item and the master page are still over there. For instance, we can see that the page 14 and 15 use the master page AA. So let's go back to page AA. Say we're going to select this item and change the object style. So we're not going to use this fancy corner. Instead, we're going to use a inset corner. Okay. And then if you go back to the local page, you can see that this item is also updated. Now it's not the fancy corner right now, it's actually an inset corner. So the relationship between the master item and the master page are still there. Of course, if you go back to the other page, you will see that the master page, where the master item has not been overridden, the corner has been updated. But even on page 14 and 15, the master item has been overridden, enlarged, the position has been moved, the update is still shown here. Now, if you override a master item and don't want anything that you added to the master page, don't want them to be updated on the master item, you have to select the master item and then go to the menu, detach the master item. So master page, detach selection from master. Once you detach it, now if you go back to the master page, we detached this photo, I guess. So if we go back to the master page, and if you change we didn't select it somehow. Oh, we have some errors. We're not really working. Oh, okay. Yeah, we are working on the AA master page, but again, this master item and this master item are added from master page A, so we can't work on them from master page AA. We have to go back to the original one and select this master item. Say we're going to change the corner of this one. Let's give not corner. Let's say we're going to change the stroke. we're going to give this thing a stroke. Give it a 5-point stroke with a red color. That's another stroke. But we increase the points of the stroke. So let's say we're going to give it a stroke a yellow color. Now we change it as the change is clear. And notice when you change that master atom on master page A, that thing is also changed on master page AA because master page AA is based on master page A. And then every page that applies master page A, the change has been updated. On any page use master page AA, the change has also been updated. As we can see from here, it's updated. But only on here, because we detached them, we override it. Not only override it, we also detach it from the master page. So that change has not been updated over here. That's one thing that we want to remember. The last thing about master page is that let's say you go back to master page B. We add something. Let's find the library. It's not here. And we can go to open. Where did we save the library? I think it's on desktop. Didn't share it. Maybe we didn't really save it on desktop. Well, anyway, so let's say we're going to we go back to master page B and we want to add another thing here. But let's say we just want to create a star again, and then use this. We created something anyway. Okay, so let's put it on the corner, on this lower corner. And we create this on the master page B, so it's a master atom. And we do not want anybody to override it, detach it, or edit it. So we put it here, we want it to be here. Then, when you create it, you need to go to menu and make sure that on here, master page, and check allow master atom override on selection. So now it's checked. That means anybody can override it. If you uncheck it, now go back to page B, master page B, you see that it's on master page B as a master atom. And you can override it. Press Shift Command, double click, you can override it. Override all master atoms. That will override this one, but not this one, because when you create this master atom, you uncheck and make sure nobody can override it. So that's something that we want to know. Master page is a very useful method that you can use when you create newsletters and books, as you can see. Well, last thing about master atom is that you can actually, let's say we have 15 pages so far. When you want to use page numbers, instead of going to the local page at 1, 2, 3 to 15, you can do it very easily with master pages. So we are going to just go to master page A, and now we're working on master page A. Let's create a text from here, say page, and then press Ctrl, insert special characters, say current page. You can insert next page number, previous page number. Those functions are very useful when you create the jump line numbers. But now we want to use current page number. So it's called page A. You see page A here because you are using the A master. If you're working on the B master, and then it will show as page B. Let's create another page number on the right side of, here is actually the library is here. On this side, page, again Control, click, call out the context menu, insert special characters, current page number. Once you add that, you will see that the page number are also shown on the master page AA. And this one we can move the master editor so that it will not block the page number. Now hit the page number AA, page number AA. And when you go to the local page, you will see the numbers. Page 2, page 3, 4, 5. You will not see the number on page B, however, number page B, because master page B is different from master page A and AA. So 10, 11, and if you want the last page here is 5, now here is 10, which means actually those pages are counted, but just the page numbers are not shown. If you want the page number also to be shown on those pages that has been used in master page B, we need to add the page number to master page B. So we can again move this thing here, and then or if you do not want to move that master editor, you can add the page number here, page, and insert current page number. See, it says page B. And then when you go back to this page, you will see page 6, page 7. The reason that for master page B, you only need to insert one number is that master page B is a one-page master page, while master page A and master page AA are 2 pages. So you will see page 6, page 7, and then page 8, page 9. So it's quite easy. Master page is very helpful in InDesign, particularly when you're trying to create a book or a newsletter. So I hope you guys can practice it a little bit more and master this very interesting function and feature in InDesign. Thank you very much.